All right, guys. So we are starting seated this morning. So we're going to start cross ankles. And we're getting straight into the movement here so that we can warm up quickly, bringing hands together in front of your heart. On an in-breath, we're going to reach straight up. And then tipping side to side. As you exhale, hand down. On your inhale, float up, exhaling to the other side. And keep swaying, following the breath. If your knees are not feeling good here, if your hips are tight this morning, stretch those legs out in front of you. We're going to lean over once more to each side. And then making our way back to center. Leaning up back onto your hands behind you, feet to the two sides of your mat. And we roll the knees left to right. So once you're doing that, squeeze your shoulders back, lift your chest up high. If you can, you get a little bit of an arch in the spine to help the shoulders open. They're super heavy in your pelvis. And next time your knees lift to center, we're going either back to legs straight out in front of you or back into a cross ankle. And now we're going to take a twist around to the right and we'll hold it there. This is our focus this morning, guys. We're doing a whole bunch of twists. Twists are really good for just opening the whole body up, which is, I think, what we really need when it's cold. Everything is so tight. Hook your left palm over your right knee. Cross your right arm over the front of the left arm and hook over the other knee. And now we're moving into our spinal rolls, tucking chin. On an inhale, curl your chest up and lift your face. As you exhale, round your back and tuck your chin again. Whether you pull the knees up and down is up to you. And next time you round your back, let's hold it there. Elbows and upper arms pressing all the way forwards to your face. Chest draws all the way back. Try to get it so that your arms and your chest are not touching each other. And we uncurl, release your hands. We're going to change the legs. Take your other shin in front. Lift your chest up high and twist around to the left. Gently pressing your knees down to help the thighs soften and the groins release. Noticing how the breath is not so easy in your twist. And then turning your right palm over your left knee, crossing the left arm over the right knee, and we roll up and down. Inhale and lift the chest. On your exhale, rounding down, tucking the chin in nice and tight. Squeeze your right elbow forwards into your left elbow to press that left arm away from you. And next time you round your spine, we hold it there. So really lean back into that lower pelvis or lower back. Lean the hips back. And then we release and curl up again. And once more, you're going to step your feet forwards to the two sides of your mat with your knees bent and take a second roll of the thighs with the breath from side to side. Make sure that you're not leaning into the lower back. Press your lower back forwards. Press the chest up high. Keep that breath moving. Now, next time your knees lift up, we keep them bent, but step your feet and your knees in to touch each other. Now the twist coming up, wrap your left arm around the front of your shins, hook your fingers around the outside of that right calf, and then lift your chest and twist to the right. You press down into your palm or your fingertips behind you. Try to get your knees to touch each other. I would rather have the knees together and the feet apart instead of feet together and knees apart. You really pull with that left hand. We're using that resistance of the hand pulling into the leg to help release your left shoulder and the left chest. And we circle it forwards. Wrap your right arm in front. Adjust anything that needs to be adjusted. And then twist it to the other side, left hand back behind you. So again, better to have knees together and feet apart than feet together and knees apart. If you can have feet and knees together, go for that version. Stretch up long through both sides of the neck. Keep lengthening up through the back of your skull. And then we untwist, and you're going to drop your knees apart. Take a few bounces of the knees. You can hold ankles. If you're holding toes, keep those baby toes on the floor. And then from there, we're going to slide the feet a little bit further forwards into diamond legs and take some spinal circles. You roll your body off to one side and then roll forwards, circle to the other side and back. Let's keep rolling around. Fully soften your neck. Let the head move, let the shoulders move. Now, next time you tip your chest towards your feet, so take a moment there and just rest the body. And then you're going to circle in the opposite direction. Keep watching the breath move in and out through your nose. Keep drawing your mind into that observational place. It brings you into your present moment. And next time you tip forwards, we'll hold it there for a few breaths. So again, make sure that the baby toes are on the ground. If you've got hands on your feet, soften the neck fully, soften your shoulders as well. Keep sinking into your chest. And now we're rolling all the way up, and you're going to stretch your legs straight and then open them out. And we're flexing the ankles, so stretch the heels away, lift the toes up high. And we're going to twist with the breath. So we start with the arms wide. On an exhale, you're going to twist to one side, take your fingers towards your toes, other arm reaches back behind you. As you breathe in, or on an in-breath, we come to center. On an exhale, taking it to the other side. So then we keep going left to right with the breath. So you don't have to go quickly here. If you're going a little bit faster, make sure that you're moving with breath and you're keeping your legs super, super stable. Each time you breathe out, tummy squeezes in tight. Each time you twist to one side, other arm reaches back behind you. Okay, if you can't touch your toes, doesn't matter. And you might even reach past your toes. And you're really going to get a lengthening stretch in your side body. And these twists are really great for warming oneself up. We'll twist once more to each side, still moving with breath. After you've done the one to each side, then we're coming back to center. And we're going to come back to Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. And now we'll take the twist, left fingers over the right ankle, right arm all the way back behind you. And circling forwards, all the way around to the other side, right fingers over left ankle, left hand to the back. And we're circling forwards. And now stretching your legs straight out to the front of your mat with your feet together. Once you're there, bend your right knee and step right foot over the left thigh. Press your right inner knee towards your left chest and take your twist to the right. And flex the left ankle and lift your toes high. And if you're taking arm to the outside of the legs, square off in the shoulders, square off in the chest, and evenly lengthen through the two sides of your neck. And we'll untwist it and take it straight over to the opposite side, left foot over. Flex your right ankle. And once you're in the twist, sink that left sits bone all the way into the mat. Make sure you're not tipping onto your right bum. Have even weight and excuse me, have even weight and balance across the hips and the pelvic girdle. Again, if arm is to the outside of the legs, square the shoulders, square your chest. Yep, and then we untwist. And from here, popping over onto hands and knees. Once you're there, you know what to do. Roll that spine, deepen the breath, and sink your shin bones, sink your ankles. Now, next time you round your back up into your cat stretch, you're going to hold it there. Suck your tummy up high, squeeze your chin to your throat and round your back as much as you can. Stretch out the armpits. Keep your mouth and your jaw relaxed. Good, guys. Coming back into a flat back. And now we're going to keep arms under shoulders as we go into the pose. Right leg stretches back. We'll step your right leg up and over to the left, tucking your toes into the ground on the side. And then maybe walking your hands a little bit towards the left if you want to increase that side body stretch over the right side. Maybe looking around your left upper arm at your right foot. And then we bring hands back and head back to center first, then bringing the right leg back and down. And then we stretch the left leg back. So left leg steps up and over to the right as far as you can. Squish your inner thighs tight, and then maybe walk your hands around towards the right. That is not something that you have to do. This is already a good stretch for the outer hip if your hands are directly under your shoulders. Try and lock that left knee straight. You walk hands under shoulders first, then take the left leg back and knee down to the ground. We're going to open the knees out, sit back to your heels and stretch your arms forward. Moving into your twist, take your right arm under your chest. And reach your right arm out over your head and change to the other side. Stretch, threading your left arm under, face turns to the right. Drop down into your chest and then sink even deeper into the backs of your thighs. And now taking your left arm forwards over your head, forward to center for a few breaths. From there, we're going to make our way back onto all fours for another twist. So once you're on hands and your knees, knees under hips, take your right leg straight back. Bring your right palm underneath your nose and then take the left arm all the way up or left hand onto your left hip or lower back. So remember guys, when we're twisting, it means the pelvis moves in one direction, the chest and the rib cage moves in the other direction. Make sure that you're not dropping the right hip and turning and lifting your left hip up here, because then the pelvis is not going in opposite direction to ribs. It's going in the same direction. So keep working consciously to keep the twist. Okay, we'll bring left hand down, knee to the mat. And then taking left leg back. Bring that left palm a little bit in towards the right, more under your face. Then take your twist to the other side. So either arm all the way up or hand down. Not so important what you're doing with that right arm. More important to be super aware that you are not twisting your hips to the right. Although it never feels like a twist in the hips, it just feels like the pelvis sinks and the lower back collapses. But what is actually happening there is the pelvis is twisting in the same direction as your chest. We don't want that. Yep. Bring palm down to the floor, knee down, and from here, stretching your arms out over your head, and come into your baby down dog. And let's walk it up onto palms. And from there, lifting your knees. And lift into down dog. And good morning to your doggy. And from down dog, taking your feet up to your hands, come to your standing forward bend. We're going to get straight into our sun salutations this morning. So with your next in-breath, we're going to float it all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to center. Taking it straight back up on your next inhale. As you breathe out, forward bend, lean into fronts of shins. Good, guys. Through your half lift, stretch the chest forward. And then make your way back into your downwards dog. From down dog, we come forwards to plank. And then traveling yourself down. Okay, good, Anissa. That was a nice lowering down, nice and strong. Rolling through and then back to hold your down dog. From down dog, step, walk, or hop your feet up to your thumbs. When you're at the top of the mat, sink down nice and deep in your forward bend. And then on an in-breath, we rise, arms overhead. Bringing hands to center on an exhale. As you breathe in, floating straight back up again. Exhale and fold, squeezing tummy tight on the forward bend. Now, after you lengthen, this time straight back into your plank. In your own time, flow yourself all the way through your transition back to hold your down dog. Once you're in that down dog, soften the throat. Relax into your jaw and your mouth. Get really heavy in your head. And let the neck release. And now this time when you take your feet forwards to your hands, you're going to bring feet together. Okay, so it's either big toes and heels touching or big toes touching and heels slightly apart. Either of those alignments is good in the feet. With an inhale, we come up. As you exhale, bringing hands down to your chest. Okay, now we're going to take it into a chair, a twisting chair. So elbows high. On an exhale, bend knees, right elbow over the left thigh or knee. Try and get that left elbow pointing straight up over the right elbow. Sit your bum down low and then stretch your chest forward. So this can tend to turn into a little bit of a hunched pose. Make sure that you're not squeezing your chest towards your tummy. Keep lengthening the front of your body to keep the spine flat and long. On an in-breath, we're going to come up to standing, to center, knees straight. When you're ready, on an exhale, take that twist to the other side. Make sure that you're not turning your hips out to the left and your knees to the right. Center the hips and the knees and get your butt down as low as you can. So the reason that we tend to maybe round our spine a little bit is because those hip flexors and abdominal muscles are all really working here. And when those muscles tighten, it tends to round the spine. So we've got to focus on keeping back long and straight. Okay. On an in-breath, we're coming up to center. Yeah. Next inhale, sweep those arms up. And on your exhale, we forward fold. Moving into a twisting lunge. We're stepping the right leg back. Keeping right palm on the ground, under your shoulder, left arm to the sky, or left hand on hip. It's one of my favorite poses to do, because it really does just open and stretch out the whole body. Now from here, we're going to take it into a low lunge. So bring that left hand down, drop the back knee down, and then take your arms straight back behind you. Or clasp hands or interlace. Each time you breathe in, lift with your upper back towards the back of the neck. That place can be a little bit tight when the arms go back. If you lengthen up, you'll get more breath into the back body here. Now we're going to go straight to the other side. We take the hands down, stepping forwards and taking left leg back to your lunge on the other side. So left wrist straight under the shoulder, right arm to the sky or right hand to hip, and flattening out the back. So as I said, when we're in our twisting chair, when we twist, a lot of your front body muscles are contracting. When those muscles contract, it means the spine rounds forwards. So anytime you're twisting, we're trying to stretch out the front of the body to keep the spine long. Let's take it into our low lunge, back knee down, and arms back behind you. So we always hear twisting is good for detoxing the body, but a lot of the time people don't say twisting is very good for strengthening your abdominal muscles, strengthening the hip flexors. Those muscles work to make you twist. Okay, we're going to take hands down to the ground. We're stepping forward into our standing forward bend. We're going to hold it there for a little while. You can work your forward bend any way that you like, just so long as your feet are aligned. Arches of the feet are lifting high. Okay, we're going to bring our feet in to touch each other and make our way all the way up to standing again. Let's take it into a second twisting chair pose. Hands together at your heart. When you're ready, knees bend, right elbow down. Square off those knees and hips. If you feel stable, you're always welcome to look up over that left elbow. With an inhale, we're to come up to straight knees to center. On an out breath, bend and take left elbow down. We're sitting down low with the backs of the thighs. We're trying to, if you could, get your calves and your thighs to touch each other. And with an inhale, coming back up to center. Okay, let's stretch out the quads a little bit. So we're going to balance on the left foot. Bring your right foot up, grab your foot with your hand. Once you've got that foot, squeeze the thighs in and get your right knee pointing straight down under your right hip. Maybe holding on with both hands. Either way, whether you're holding on with one hand or two hands, hips are square, chest is square, shoulders are square. Fronts of the thighs neatly lined up with each other, not one thigh popping forward or back. Okay, I'm going to carefully place that foot down on the ground. Take it to the opposite side. So once you got the foot again, bring the knees together, get the left knee straight underneath your left hip. And align the whole torso. Square everything off. Make sure that you're not jutting your chin forwards. Draw your chin towards your ears. Okay, great guys. Foot down to the ground. Continue with our postures, our twisting postures. Floating up on the inhale. On your exhale, forward fold. And now we're going to take a low lunge. You're stepping your right leg back, knee to the mat. Hands to your chest in namaste, like a twisting chair. And we're taking right elbow down to that left thigh. If you can, you're going to hook over the knee or the thigh with your elbow, upper arm. And then forearms, those of you who can see is looking good with the alignment. Forearms at a diagonal angle to the floor. We're moving with the breath. On an inhale, lift your arms all the way up, warrior one. And then still moving with breath, opening to warrior two, left arm forward, right arm back. Turn your right inner elbow and palm to face up. Twist your left inner elbow and palm either to face up if your arm is parallel to the floor, or if your arm is at a diagonal, inner elbow and palm face forward. Let's cartwheel hands to the mat. Keep watching your breath as you change and move, guys. Stepping the right foot forwards. And taking your left leg back into your lunge on the other side. Dropping left knee down to the ground. Palms come to namaste at the heart center. Dropping left elbow down over or onto that right thigh. Again, forearms are at a diagonal angle. And that arms at the diagonal angle also helps you to keep the spine long. We're going to go arms up on an in-breath, so floating up with awareness and focus. Moving into your warrior two, right arm forward, left arm twists back, left palm and inner elbow face up. Right arm can be parallel to the floor or drop down, pressing the knee open. Either way, roll the inner elbow up, the right palm up or forwards. And we circle it over, hands to the floor, stepping up to the top of the mat. Hold your forward bend once you're there. Now, in a moment, we're going to be coming into a challenge pose, a balancing challenge and twisting at the same time. So it's a good idea to keep looking at the ground when we move into that twist. Looking at the ground will help you to maintain your stability and your balance. With an inhale, we rise. Exhaling, hands down. Now we're going to be going into our twisting chair again, and from there, we're going to turn it into a standing balance. It really does help if you can keep your elbow hooked over your leg. If you can't keep the elbow hooked over the leg, then just keeping your elbow touching your standing leg. Standing leg is going to stay bent, okay? So we're going to bring feet to touch each other, hands to chest, taking a deep breath, and then bend your knees, right elbow down to the left thigh or hooking over. We're looking down at the floor to help you balance. Try to keep looking down if you can. And now we're going to stay balanced on the left foot and just lift your right foot off the ground and hover. So when that right foot lifts, flex your ankle. We just hover the foot off the ground. And now we're going to start to take that right leg back, and we're going to keep the right foot in the air, both knees bent. Keep looking down. And then bringing right foot back down to the ground next to your left foot. Then coming all the way up to center. Well done, guys. Okay, kick out, release your arms, shake the arms out if you need to. Release your wrists for a moment before we take the other side. We bring hands together at the heart, taking a deep breath. On an exhale, we bend the knees, left elbow to the right thigh or knee. Again, look down at the ground. And just feel your feet on the mat. The right foot stays down. Lift your left foot and hover. Flex your left ankle. Hold it there for a moment. Right leg stays bent. We start to take the left leg back behind you. Left knee stays bent. If you can keep that left foot flexed, it will help you to be strong through your whole body. Keep looking down. Keep the little breaths flowing. And then stepping left foot to your right foot, coming all the way up to center. Once again, once you're up, you can kick out or wiggle feet or shake out arms or hands. Now we're going to be adding on to that just now. All right. Feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up to the sky. On your exhale, forward fold. And you're moving into a low lunge. We're stepping the right leg back, knee to the ground. Arms lift up, palms face forwards. And then we're going to cactus pulse. On an in-breath, pull your elbows down. On an out-breath, stretch up. And keep bending and straightening with your breath. Each time the elbows bend, shoulders and upper arms move to your upper back. Don't let them come forward. In breath to bend, out breath to stretch the arms straight. And now next time the elbows pull down, we'll keep it there. Bring your hands behind your head or your neck and bring those elbows and forearms way back. So palms push forward into your head, head pushes back into your hands, and the elbows and forearms go back. That's great, guys. Hands down to the floor. And from here, we're going into a twisting triangle. So back knee lifts. Turn the right heel in and down to the floor. Stretch your front knee straight. We balance on the right palm. If you have your hand on the inner edge side of your foot, make sure it's not too far off to the right. Bring your hand or your block closer into the foot. And that left arm up to the sky or left hand on your hip. Once you are in the twist with your chest, lift the left shoulder up as high as you can and move your hips and thighs towards the right without moving your feet. If you're in a really deep twist here, then your breathing will be challenged. So just notice that, but keep your breathing going. A nice long twist, guys. A full minute in twisting triangle. Awesome. We're bringing hand down. Step forwards to the top of your mat. And then we're moving to our low lunge. We're taking left leg back, knee to the ground. Align the front shin bone and heel directly under your front knee. Then arms lift, palms face forwards. And we pulse with the cactus arms. In breath pulls down, out breath stretches up. And your feeling sensation is shifted into your upper back, the back of the neck. Notice the sensations there. As you do this, feel the upper back muscles working for you. And now next time we pull down, we'll keep the bend in the elbows. Bringing your hands behind your head or your neck. Stretch those elbows apart. And then we're moving into that twisting triangle, bringing hands down to the ground. Back knee lifts up, adjust your feet as you stretch your legs out, balancing on the left hand. Again, careful not to have that hand too far out to the left. When you're ready, right hand to hip or right arm all the way up. And once the chest is twisting, lift your right shoulder as high as possible and move hips towards the left. And while you stay in that pose, just notice if you're leaning more to the inner edge of your front foot or the outer edge, or is that weight nice and even and balanced? That's the way we want it. Depending on how hard the muscles are working or not in the different parts of your legs and body, that you will be able to notice in your feet. All right, bring your hand down and let's step it back into downwards facing dog. From down dog, coming forwards into your plank, and from there, flat down onto your tummy. We're going to take our floppy fish pose. So just resting your forehead, but slide your right knee forwards towards your arm. And then melt yourself down into the floor. Keep sinking down deep into the mat. Allow your whole body to soften. Slide the right leg back and change to the other side, bringing the left thigh forwards. And sliding your left leg back and make your way into your down dog. And I remember that little balance that you did from your twisting chair. We're going to build on that. So take your feet forwards to your hands. On an in-breath, we rise, arms to the sky. On your exhale, coming to center, hands to heart. Okay, now have a look, guys. So I want to demonstrate for you so that you know before you go into what's going to come. It'll help you to be more balanced. We're going to take that. I'm going a little bit faster than we're going to do it, guys. We're going to go slower than this. So we're going to go into that twisting chair again. We're going to hover the foot a little bit. We're going to take the leg back, and you either keep your knee bent or we're going to try and straighten the lifted leg. And now from here, we come through to standing. So remember, guys, when we're trying to hold our balance, you can always do that big toe tap very lightly on the ground as you come through, and then all the way to standing, knee to chest, and we hold it there. So that standing leg is going to be working. You're going to feel it working. Expect to feel it working. It's not going to be easy on the standing leg, but I know you guys are all strong and you'll be fine. Okay, so we've got feet touching, hands to chest in namaste. And then from there, bend the knees, right elbow down into your twisting chair. I'm going to hold it here a little bit. So as I said in the demo, we're going slower than what I demonstrated, which also makes it a lot more difficult. Okay, we're balanced on the left foot, lift your right foot, flex your right ankle and hover for a moment. Keeping both knees bent, we start to take the right leg back. Keep looking down at the ground. And now if you want that extra challenge, standing leg stays bent, try and stretch your right leg straight. Then from here, we come all the way through to standing, right knee to chest. Big toe taps on the ground, just lightly if you need it. And then we stay here. Standing leg can still be a little bit bent. Shoulders to spine. Really working your strength. And that standing leg. Good, guys. Foot down to ground. Kick it out a little bit. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Feet together, hands to heart, namaste, elbows up high. On an exhale, knees bend, left elbow down to the right thigh or knee. Look at the ground. Stay there for a moment or two. Just feeling your body, grounding into your body through your awareness. And we lift the left foot and we just hover. Flex your left ankle to get the leg muscles engaged. We want that lifted leg strong before we start to take it back. Let's start to take the left leg back. Still looking at the ground, both knees bent. And if you want that extra challenge, we start to try and stretch the left leg out. Keep looking down. Keep the standing knee bent. From here, we're going to come all the way to standing. Maybe big toe taps the ground as you come through. We bring left knee to chest and hold it there. Shoulders to spine, heart up high, lengthening through the neck. And we take left foot down to the floor. One more time, kick it out. Well done, everyone. And now we're going to turn sideways on the mat, stepping legs into a V shape. Hands on hips. On your in-breath, lift your chest and sternum. On your exhale, forward fold. And we're still going to add in a twist here, guys. So we're going to reach arms forward over your head. Stretch the arms long. If you can, you hug those upper arms into your ears. Bring your hands together. Relax the back of your neck. Hang the head down, hang the forehead down. Now we keep the left arm reaching forwards. Take your right arm under your chest. Either hook your fingers over the left calf, or if you can, you go a little bit deeper. Take your right fingers over your left ankle. If you can't reach that leg, it means your feet are too wide apart. Then you bring your feet in closer towards each other. And now your focus here is to really stretch through the left side body. Keep walking your fingertips away from your head to get longer and longer through the left waist. And now we're going to reach right arm forwards over your head and go straight over to the other side, taking the left arm under and hooking your hand over the front of the shin, and then fingers around the outside of the calf or ankle. And while you're there, press the inner thighs and knees away from each other to give you more space in the lower back and the lumbar spine. We're walking those right fingertips forward little by little. And then releasing to center. We're going to come onto palms and turn the heels in slightly, toes out slightly. Take a few side lunges left to right. And as you do these side bends, keep your weight into the backs of your thighs and your bum. Don't lean all your weight into your hands. And then we're coming back to center. Turn those big toes in again and give it a really nice stretch in the backs of your legs. Okay, we just work that forward bend any way that feels right and you enjoy to do it. And now from here, you'll make your way back into one last downwards facing dog. From down dog, we're going to make our way to sitting. And then once you're sitting, coming to cross ankles. And either repeating the twist that we did in our warm up, just turning to the right and hand to the outside of the leg, or a little bit deeper, palms to namaste. Then you can bring those knees in a little bit closer towards each other and take left elbow to right knee. Or maybe you're able to hook over. So just like our twisting chair, if you're doing the version with the elbow down, try and get your right elbow straight up over your left elbow. Lean your weight to your left shoulder. And we come up to center again. Change your legs, other shin in front, so we're even in the hips. Either just twisting, hand to outside of leg or palms together. Wiggle those knees in a little bit closer. And then take right elbow over left or to the left knee. If you've got the elbow down to your leg, lean back into that right shoulder. Get the left elbow straight up. And now coming back up to center. And we stretch the legs open into Upavishta Konasana. Flex into your ankles, twisting to the right, left hand over the right thigh. And then slide that left hand down the outside of your leg as far as you can. Either keeping right palm on the ground to the right or bringing your hand to that right leg. Maybe taking your crossbind. And we breathe ourselves up to center. Lift the spine, lift your chest, and on an exhale, twist to the left. Slide that right hand down. Lengthen your chest towards your shin as you fold. Maybe bringing left hand to your left leg or on the inside of the foot. And we lift back up to center, bringing soles of the feet together in a Baddha Konasana. And when you're ready and set up, taking your chest forwards. And this is always a challenge on the neck, guys. It might not feel like it to you, but it is. Because often we jut that chin forwards or we tuck it in too tight. And then what you're doing with your head and your chin and your neck completely affects what's going on in the spine. So try to find that absolute neutral position of the head and the neck. You're not jutting your chin forward and you're not tucking chin to throat. And we come up. One last forward fold, yogi's choice. Either feet together or heels to the sides of the mat, or opening out into your wide legs again. And then take it down. Fully softening into the breath now as you start to lead yourself through your forward fold towards your rest pose. So you guys will know from the many years of yoga that you've done with me, and I always do at least one, if not several forward folds before Shavasana. And that is because of the effect that forward bends has on the nervous system. So literally leading you from your practice into your Shavasana through a few forward bends by toning down the activity in your nervous system with those forward bends. You're going to come up and make your way into whatever rest pose you're going to do now. Now letting everything in your whole body get really heavy. Each exhale sinking down, 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 deep into your back body. Allowing any last tension to soften and dissolve so that you can fully relax, fully release. And now feeling fingers and toes, hands and feet, ankles and wrists, waking them up. When you're ready, reach out and have a stretch. From here, we're making our way up to sitting. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Namaste.